In section 11.1, we're going to talk about locating points in a plane. And remember that a plane is a flat surface. And in the past, when we talked about planes, we talked about planes that look like this or some other flat surface. But we can also talk about planes in a coordinate plane. In a coordinate plane, we have our XY axis. This is our X and this is our Y. And in our coordinate plane, there are 4 different quadrants. Our first quadrant, I'm going to call Q1, quadrant 1, is up here. And then our quadrants go counterclockwise. So that would make this quadrant over here, quadrant 2. This is quadrant 3 here. And quadrant 4. So in our coordinate plane, these are 4 different quadrants. Using that coordinate plane, we can come up with different ordered pairs. An ordered pair has an X point and a Y point. So this is our X coordinate and our Y coordinate. Now, in order to find our X coordinate, we are going to either go right or left. If we go right, that is going to give us a positive value of X. So looking up here, if we go right, that is positive. If we go left, that is going to give us a negative value of X. For our Y, we are going to go up and down. So if we go up on our Y-axis, that gives us a positive value of Y. And if we go down on our coordinate plane up here, that gives us a negative value of Y. So that should be familiar. And then the next part down here is going to give us some practice on graphing those points. So if we draw a quick coordinate plane here with our axes, we have our X and our Y. It says to graph each set of points and state the quadrant where each point is located. So for point A, we have a positive X and a positive Y. We are going in the positive X direction, that means we're going to the right, and the positive Y, that means we're going up, that means we're going to end up in quadrant 1. And when we graph that, go over 6 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up 1. Our point A is going to be right about there. Okay, let's try point B. Our X value is 0, so that means we're not going to move right or left. We're going to just stay right in the middle. And if our Y value is negative 2, that means we're going down 1, 2. And our point is right there, our point B. So if this is our point here, it's not in either quadrant here, it is right on our Y-axis. Okay, next point, negative 5, negative 2. Our X value is a negative 5, that means we're going left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our Y value is negative 2, that means we're going to go down negative 2. So we are right here, point C. And if we refer to our quadrants, we can see that point C is in quadrant 3. If we have a negative x and a negative y, that's always going to be in quadrant 3. Okay, point D, we have a positive 3, so that means our x is going right 3, 1, 2, 3 here. And then a negative 5, that means we're going down 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our point D is right here. And that is in quadrant 4. Okay, and our last point, we have a negative 3, so that means our x is going to the left, 1, 2, 3, and y is 0, so we're not going up or down. That means our point is right here, point E, and that is not in either quadrant, it is right on our x-axis. Our next example tells us to graph the following points and connect them in order. So we need to start with a coordinate plane. We have our x and our y axis. And our first point is negative 1, 1. So if our x value is negative 1, that means I'm going left 1 on my x-axis, and then positive 1 in my y direction, so I'm going up 1. This is my first point here. Then I have 1 in my x direction, positive 1 is to the right, and then plus 5 is up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, remember when you're graphing these points, we always start right in the center, right here at our origin. That's where we always start counting from. So this next one, 7, 5, we're going positive 7 in my x direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the right. And then up 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My next point, 5, 1, 5 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up 1. And then my last point, I have a negative 1, so 1 to the left this time, and then 1 up. That's the same exact point as our first point. So that is just the same. So now it says connect them in order. So we start at negative 1, 1, then we go up to 1, 5, then over to 7, 5, back down to 5, 1, and then all the way back to our first point, which was negative 1, 1. So now asked what kind of figure is formed, and we can say that this shape is a parallelogram. Remember, a parallelogram has two sets of parallel sides. So then our next question says to find the distance between each pair of points. And we did this using our distance formula in the last unit, but in this example, we are going to find the distance by graphing. So if we draw our coordinate plane, and I see my biggest number is 4 there, so I'm going to put 4 dashes on my lines. So now if I graph my 2 points, I have 0, 1, so that means my x value is 0. I'm not moving at all left or right. And my y is 1, so I'm going up 1. For my second point, my x value is 0 again, so I'm not going left or right, but I'm going down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are my 2 points right here. If I want to find the distance between them, I can count. From this point, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points in between there. So my distance is 5.